My goal when I first got into making this video was to make a compilation of all the canine-based monsters of every edition of Dungeons & Dragons, and translate the ones not yet in 5e into the latest system. I thought, hey, there probably isn't that much to go through. And well, I was wrong. I was blinded by my hubris and fell down a spiral of endless research, but mostly just procrastination. Anyways, I decided to just make individual videos about all the good boys I have found, and since we're in the spooky season, we will be starting with the Moondog. If the first and second edition representations of a Moondog are just too much for your frail mind to handle, and you think that the third edition is a bit too bland, you may want to check out Pathfinder's interpretation of a Moondog. But, if you're looking for something that holds true to the Moondog's horrifying appearance established in the first and second edition, you might want to take a look at what I came up with, as a way to honor its legacy. Magnificent. No matter what its appearance might suggest, Moondogs are actually good-natured creatures from the blessed fields of Elysium, often coming down to the material plane to viciously squash down evil where they encounter it. They walk using their four limbs, but whenever they want to make good use of their fleshy nimble little fingers, they will waddle around on their hind legs, essentially cutting their speed in half. According to its 3rd edition description, they are capable of speaking Celestial, Common and Infernal, but will most likely do so by telepathy, and they can also communicate with all matters of dogs and wolves. I haven't found much on them about culture and biology while searching around, but I'm awful at researching, so if there is something I'm missing, please let me know. The Moondog is an undeservingly forgotten relic of times past, and it hasn't appeared in D&D since the 3rd edition of the game. But fear not, for I have labored many hours to bring it back in its full glory to the 5e stage. As with everything I do and make, I have to give a small disclaimer so as to make sure you don't trust me too much. Above everything else, I'm just a stranger on the internet who you know nothing about, so don't risk your game stability for something done by Maid. Well, on to its abilities. The Moondog relies heavily on its magical abilities. The only non-magical abilities they have are the fact that they can bite twice on one turn, and an evasion ability similar to that of the Assassin. I'm not against giving them some type of common or magical weapons, given their opposable thumbs, but that's mostly up to you to decide. Our friendly grinning dog has some very powerful spells at his disposal, which he can cast using only non-verbal components, mostly his howling, baying, barking and whining. Having spells such as Etherealness and Greater Invisibility at will, paired with a stealth bonus of +7 and a survival bonus of 6, lets them be excellent ambushers and even greater escape artists. And when you add in the fact that they also have True Sight up to a range of 120 feet, and the ability to end any illusory effect in a 50 feet radius whenever they whine, there is not much that can actually hide from them. Most of his other spells lean heavily on his stealthy side, but then we have something that's very interesting, almost conspiratory. As one of his spell-like abilities in the 3rd edition of D&D, the Moondog is able to cast Greater Shadow Conjuration once per day, which allows him to cast any conjuration spell that summons a creature from the Wizard and Sorcerer spell lists, although they will only function with 60% of its full strength against creatures who know it's an illusion. If you're like me and you've never played any edition besides 5e, it might come to you as a small surprise that Shadow Conjuration uses the Plane of Shadow, also known as the Shadowfell, as a source of its power. Now, it is more than likely that you know that the Shadowfell is a plane comprised of hooligans and villainy, so what is a creature from the plains of Elysium, who supposedly despises all evil doing, casting spells that heavily rely on such a foul plane of existence? Yes, my good friends. Is this goody two-shoes persona but a mere facade the Moondog employs so that they can get some good boy points? They more than have the means to employ such a devious plan. Somebody needs to do something about this, they cannot keep getting away with this. I will not Well then, where were we? Did you know that the Moondog has the ability to heal wounds by licking them? As the unquestionable good boy he is, the Moondog has the ability to lick wounds and magically heal them. He can also cure conditions such as poison and diseases this way. What an amazing, kind-hearted friend. We are truly lucky to have him so defiantly on the side of all that is good. Did I already mention that he is most certainly not evil? As you may have noticed, the Moondog has no extremely reliable way to deal damage on his own, at least not for a CR12 monster. Besides his bite attack, he has an ability called Baying, where every creature within 40 feet of the Moondog that are up to no good have to make a wisdom saving throw. If failed, they take 1d4 plus 4 damage at the end of all of the Moondog's subsequent turns. An affected creature can retake his saving throw at the start of their turn. It might not seem like much, but as a passive way to deal damage, it's gonna leave a mark, especially if the Moondog is in a pack. Their final ability is called Shadow Pattern. Whenever they are in shadowy light, the Moondog can manipulate the shadows around it to create a special pattern, although it will require their concentration. It's a bubble of shadow that emanates in a 50 feet radius, where any creature inside will suffer from either of two effects. If your personality is based on stealing candy from kids and pushing down grannies down flights of stairs, you will need to make a wisdom saving throw or be affected by the Hypnotic Pattern spell, which will leave you incapacitated and with a speed of 0. Otherwise, you will automatically be under the effects of the spell Protection from Evil and Good. All of its abilities might seem overwhelming, but do remember that the Moondog is a creature of CR12 and has few direct ways of damaging creatures. I would recommend using them mostly as support characters for your party during higher levels. Their innate healing abilities, paired with their support spells, will surely come in handy. Unless you are playing an evil campaign. In that case, just go ahead and release the Hounds. I had to make some modifications to its stat block as some spells are not available in the 5th edition of D&D, at least not for now. For example, its Greater Shadow Conjuration I replaced with a 7th level Summon Shadow Spawn, while its healing ability I thought that it would work really well as a sort of lay on hands like the Paladin has. Well, I have told you all I know about the Moondog, so I'll just leave the 5e stats I made in the description. Go ahead and use them whenever you feel like it. Well, you can go now.